Testing, 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 testing. Sorry about the meeting mistake there. I will be right back to keep trying to fix the issue. Hello, everyone. Bit of a problem with the link this time. I am trying to fix it for everyone.
Your microphone just.
All right, welcome everyone. Can you all hear me? All right. I'm gonna wait a bit longer for hopefully people to find the correct link. For now, though, everyone can go ahead and go to replit.com. I have it. There we go.
Teacher, your microphone look like robot.
Could you say it one more time?
I hear it look like robot.
Sorry, my volume was low. Say it one more time. There we go. All right, link to Replit in the chat. And everyone can go there, make an account, and then go to this button here, this big create button. Click on create, type in HTML, click on HTML, CSS, JS, and click create Replit. Turns out I was muted. All right. We'll try that one more time. Today we'll be learning JavaScript. JavaScript will allow us to later on make more interactable things in our website, but it's also a very powerful programming language and will let us do more programming stuff like math and like logical sequences. Cool stuff that I will show you today. We'll go ahead and go for new people. We're on Replit. And everyone can hear me now, right? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah, I have like two ways to mute myself here, and one of them was muted. Okay. Anyways, we're on Replit. We'll be going to this big create button here. Create. Type in HTML. Go to HTML CSS JS and click Create REPL. And when you're done with that, go ahead and put a done in chat or unmute yourself.
Done.
All right. When we are on the REPL, and if anyone needs me to show them how to get to this replet again, I am just ask and I will show you again. But once we are here, we will go to the script file of our index, our on our like three files here. We got our index, we got our style, we go to our script.js. This is where we will write all our JavaScript. And once we are here, actually, anyone having trouble getting here? Getting to the script.js of our replet. All right. Then once we are here, we are going to do our first thing. We're going to type in counsole, counsole spelled CONSOLE, counsole dot being a period, log, LOG. I will post it in chat in case anyone might misspell it. Counsole.log. Now that won't do anything on its own. We need to go counsole.log and then left curly brace, or no, parenthesis, left parenthesis. That should be Shift 9 on most computers. Shift 9 is the left parenthesis, and Replit will make the right parenthesis on its own automatically. Then in between the two parentheses, we will type in quotation mark. And in the quotation marks, we will type in hello space world. hello world. And now if we run it, we get hello world down here in our console. I know it may not seem like much, but that is the first line of JavaScript, real JavaScript we have written.
But teacher, wouldn't that be because you would in index HTML, you also have the same code.
Yeah, technically, this is a hello world written in HTML. But this hello world outputs to the console, which is down here. It's effectively doing the same thing, but this is doing things in JavaScript, which is a different language and is very powerful for other things. This is just the first line.
Oh, wait. I can't run.
All right. And if anyone's able to get this working, you can say done in chat. Have a little hello world down here in the console. Oh, and to anyone new, we are on Replit like normal. We are just on our script.js file instead of the index. You can switch files here. All right. And now in between these two parentheses, we can really write whatever we want. This is something else. And when we run it, we will get down here the words something else. And you don't need to actually do this on your own, but just so you know, this console that Replit has is actually a real world thing. For example, if I were to click this button to bring me to an actual website, I can right click on the website and click inspect. And now I get this area, which is the like developer side of Google. And I can go to the console and see something else. I have actually counseled the word something else. Only developers will really know about this and be able to see it, but we will be doing even cooler stuff in just a second.
Teacher, we click where? We click where to see that?
Could you say that one more time?
Very free.
All right. And this part here, this text, it is what in JavaScript lingo we call a string, being a string of letters, basically. A string is any text. We can also counselor.log numbers. And we can do that by making a new counselor.log here, counsel.log, left parenthesis, and then I'll do 5. And I'll do 5 without doing quotation marks. This is not counselor.logging the the letter 5, but the number 5, which has an important difference, which I will show you in a second. I'll run 5. And now by counselor.logging a number, I can actually do some math in JavaScript. I can make JavaScript my little calculator, because I can do 5 plus 5. And when I run it, I get 10 down here. Give everyone a chance to catch up. And if you're able to do this line here, counselor.log 5 plus 5, and you get 10, then say done in chat.
Teacher,
Yep.
something is not going right. My console is saying 5 plus 5 and not 10.
Okay. That's probably because you still have the quotation marks here. In fact, if I were to run 5 plus 5 with quotation marks, I get the sentence 5 plus 5. When taking out the quotation marks, JavaScript knows, okay, I mean numbers, and 5 plus 5 means I want you to add 5 and 5 together and give me 10. All right. Now we can do more than just 5 plus 5. We can counsel.log 5 minus 5, which would give us 0. We can do 5 divided by 5 by adding a little slash here. 5 divided by 5 would be 1. We can do 5 times 5 with the star symbol. That is shift 8, a star. Does anyone know their multiplication tables? Can anyone tell me what number I will get from 5 times 5?
25.
Correct. Good job. There we go. We have 25 here. All right. So is anyone having any problems with the counselor.log so far? Any errors?
No, just one null error, but I had that before already.
All right. in that case, I'm going to move on to a very cool thing you can do in JavaScript that you cannot do in HTML or anything else, and that is variables. A variable is like a bucket where you can store information for later. For example, I can write let, L-E-T. Let is how we create a variable, or in JavaScript lingo, we say let is how we declare a variable. We then give a name to the variable. We can name it anything we want. I will name it x. Let x, and then we do equal sign, and I'll do 10. Let x equals 10. That means keep a variable named x to be grabbed later, and keep the number 10 in that bucket. And I'll grab the bucket later, and I will want the number 10 from that bucket. We can then later in our code go console.log x. No quotation marks or anything, just console.log x. And if I'm going to go ahead and delete the rest of my console logs here. And could anyone tell me what thing I will be console.logging when I click the run button? All right, let's see. When I click run, I get 10. I don't get x. I get what x is. X is equal to 10. This is a lot like variables that you'll encounter in more advanced math in the future. In fact, almost all of JavaScript will actually help you very much prepare for more advanced math. A lot of topics I encountered when I started learning algebra, I flew through because I already knew them in JavaScript. All right, any questions?
Yes, um, we can also use these like if we already told them let x equals 10 and another number for a different letter, and then you can like plus it or divide it with the letters and not the numbers.
Yeah, totally. In fact, I'll show you here. I can say let y. We have the variables x and y here. Let y equal 20. And then in my console.log, I would say x plus y. Can anyone tell me what number I will be console.logging?
30.
Ready?
Yes, someone said 30. 30 is correct. It will be the 10 here, that is x, plus the 20 here, that is y. JavaScript would do the math for us and console.log 30. So from now on, instead of using a calculator, you must go to REPL and type in the code yourself. All right. Now, let me okay, real quick, anyone able to get this working here, having two variables and counter.logging the plus of both of them? I'll give everyone a chance to do that. And when you're done, comment done in the chat.
Teacher,
Yep.
we need to put the space bar between let and x, right?
Yes. I would say almost all things you should have a space bar, but especially between the let and the x. That is a time where if you don't have it, JavaScript would not know what to do. You don't need it between the like equal signs. I suggest still having it so your code looks nicer to read. But yeah, definitely a space between the let and the variable name.
Thank you.
Welcome.
It worked.
Good job. All right. Anyone having any troubles, or anyone like not typing fast enough, needs me to slow down? Oh, it says I'm using too much CPU. Um, hmm. I've never had that happen. I'm not quite sure. Maybe. Try refreshing. That usually fixes it. Oh yeah, and did anyone have any questions? Any errors? And if I'm ever going too fast for anyone, or you need a little more time to finish typing, just speak up, let me know, and I will give you a second. But now we're going to do something very cool. We're going to let the user of our code be able to do their own calculations. Instead of having x equal 10, we're going to write x equals window spelled WINDOW, dot, like a period, dot, prompt, PROMPT. Very difficult word there, prompt. I will put the whole thing in the chat in case you need to copy it. Easy to misspell. Window dot prompt, PROMPT. For those unfamiliar, it's window dot prompt, and then you do left parenthesis like usual, quotation marks, and then you would type in number 1, or yeah, number X maybe. This would just be a prompt to the user telling them what information you want. And if I run this, you see this little alert thing I have up here. Does everyone see this? The number X and this whole typing field I have? Because if we see here, I have this box that pops up on my screen, when I run my code, and I can type in whatever number I want here. I'll type in 30. And now when I click OK, very interestingly, I output in my console 30, 20.
Again.
Could you do the thing again? I didn't really see.
Yeah, it's window.prompt. And when I run it, I get this box that pops up. Does everyone see the box? I find that sometimes Zoom doesn't show it.
No.
No.
Okay. I will go ahead real quick. I'll screenshot the box and I'll post it in chat so everyone can see what I mean. Oh. Give me one moment. All right. In the chat, I have a screenshot. You should be able to click to open it, and you can see what I mean. Also, if your code works, you definitely will see it.
Where?
Should be near the top of your screen.
Nothing.
Um. All
I got
right.
the box. I got the. It's was it the black box? And then it asks you what will number.
Yeah.
X.
Exactly.
I got it.
All right. And okay. And yes, to everyone, you also have to click run. But to anyone who does not have the code working, you can go ahead and share your screen real quick. I'll stop share for a bit. And then if you do not have the code working, you can share your screen and I can help you.
Can you look at this?
Yes, I can show the screen again.
Nothing.
Here you go. It is window.prompt. In fact, I can also just paste the entire thing in chat if you'd like.
I do it already, but not.
All right. Why don't you share your screen? It should be near the bottom here.
Here.
I can't quite see if you've missed. Oh, okay. We have an error. Could you read out the error to me?
Window form is not a fun song.
Okay. All right. That is probably because you have misspelled either window or prompt. I'll go ahead and try. I believe a capital W makes that happen. For everyone who has that problem, a capital W, and it's it's window WINDOW, and prompt PROMPT.
PRO, not POR.
Yes, PROMPT.
Okay, that's it. I know my problem.
Good job. Good job.
Oh, it's a box.
I see the box.
Good job. And yes, for everyone who does have it working, you may notice that when you put a number in, it doesn't add it up like it should. It's actually giving us 3020. It's adding it up as if it's like two numbers and just putting them together. That is because JavaScript is very dumb and it thinks that when, the number you put in the prompt, it thinks, oh, this is a string and not a number. So it thinks, okay, it's a string, so to plus them, I'll just put them next to each other. We do not want that. We want them to actually be numbers, which is why I will show you how to fix that in 1 second once everyone has the window ready. Does anyone else not get a box when they run the code? Sorry, give me 1 moment. Sorry, technical difficulties. Give me 1 moment here.
Teacher,
Yep.
if we type the number 30 in the box, then it will show 3020, right?
Yes. I will show how to fix that in 1 moment. I just need to Okay. So, as I said earlier, the reason this is happening is because your variable x is of type string. That is a fancy way of saying that JavaScript believes x is not a number, but a sentence. It is just text. And when you try to add a number to a sentence, JavaScript thinks, oh, so you mean just put them next to each other and display that. So what we actually want is to do something a little bit difficult here. Right after x, we will press enter. Here, make a new line. And we will type x equals, okay, x equals, this is going to set x to a new value. X equals parse int. This is very complicated looking. P-A-R-S-E and then capital I-N-T. Parse int left parenthesis x. The chances you will write this correctly are very slim. Not against you, against me. I know I misspell this all the time. I will go to chat here. I will post it in chat. So if you need to, you can just copy and paste it. Parse int. What this does is it turns the string or the sentence 20 into the number 20. And now, if I were to run it and type in 30, I actually do get 50. Oh yeah, using auto wording in JavaScript is gonna probably run into some problems. Like, it doesn't have parse int in the dictionary. It's also very important that you get the I. Is it? Let me see. Yeah, the I needs to be capitalized. The P is not, just parse, and then the I is capitalized. And if anyone is able to get it working, you can put done in chat. And is anyone getting an error?
I'm not sure if I'm getting an error, but it's still not working.
What's the problem?
It's still not really working.
I see the arrow.
Let me try it again, and then I'll.
Also, one more thing, make sure it's important to know you are still doing x equals parse int x, not just parse int x. If x equals parse int x. If you are running this in a website, it is possible that things are gonna get a little wonky. Yeah, when it runs the actual JavaScript, it's going to sometimes run it before the HTML, so things could get a little funny. That's why I put it in a whole new file, but you know, fine either way. And anyone else having any problems?
I see nothing.
Okay. Go ahead. Could you
It's working. It's still 10:30.
okay. Here, I'm going to stop share. Anyone who doesn't have their code working can go ahead and share their screen.
Nothing in my camera.
That looks correct. What happens if you run it?
Nothing.
Huh. Okay. One thing to remember, go ahead and click run for me, will you? I just want to see it in action. And then type in a number there. Okay. Anyone else having the same issue?
I think so. Let me see. How, which one should I choose?
Here, let me see. It seems to work for me. Okay, I will have to look into that maybe after class. I am unsure. All right. So if it doesn't work for you currently, then we'll keep going for a bit. I will check on it after class, try to figure out what is wrong. Technically, you have still created something, though. You created, something that puts two numbers together. So that's still very cool. And after class, I'll try to figure out what is wrong. But real quick, I'll also go ahead and do the same thing for the Y. Doing window.prompt, and then we'll put in left parenthesis, quotation mark, number Y, x equals parse int, left parenthesis, Y, Y equals parse int, left parenthesis, Y. It's important to set the Y this time. And another important thing to note is that you are setting Y equal to the integer version of itself. You're setting Y equal to the numbered version of itself. a little bit of a complicated thing to wrap your head around, but you're basically turning y into a number and then setting y equal, like the variable y equal to the numbered version of itself. If I were to run this now, I would get a box. I'll type in one number, click OK, get another box, type in a different number, and when I click OK, I should get the sum of those two numbers. Anyone who's able to get this to work, you can put a done in chat. Also, if you get the two numbers to go right next to each other, that is also fine.
Done.
Good job. All right, and is anyone having any errors in their code? Aside from the known one, unfortunately. All right. And does anyone have any questions before we move on? Yeah, go ahead.
Uh, if it still doesn't work, like if like I have this error, but I don't know how to fix it.
Okay. Go ahead if you can. Could you share your screen? It should be near the bottom. There's a share screen button, and then you click on what browser or tab you want to share it.
This is wait. I don't know how to share it.
There's a button on the bottom of your Zoom screen. It should be like right under me.
Actually, I am using a tablet. It's share. It's share content.
Like
The green button.
Yeah, there's a big green button.
and there have share.
Website.
If it's possible, you could also just paste your code in the chat, like copy it, paste in the chat.
No error. So I have this. Can I like do a screenshot and share it here?
Yeah, that works.
Okay. Now let me.
All right. But yeah, if your number thing isn't working, I will show you what it would look like. I would run it. For the first number, I'll type in 30. For the second, I'll type in 90, and I get 3090. If the parse int is working correctly, I'll do the same thing, typing in 30 for my x, 90 for my y, and I'll get 120. Why does the identifier Y has already been declared? Oh, that is probably because on line 5 or whatever line you're doing Y equals %, you're saying let Y equals %. There's a interesting difference here. Let means you're declaring Y. You're saying, okay, I have a new variable Y. JavaScript, go like put it somewhere. Here, I am just changing what's in my bucket, what's in the Y bucket. Here I'm creating a bucket, here I'm changing what's in the bucket. And JavaScript does not allow you to create two buckets or variables with the same name. All right. All right, before we end, I have another like 30 minutes left. Okay. Any questions about anything here before we move on to something new? All right. One more thing to show you before we end is something called if statements. If statements allow us to ask what like if this thing is true, or what we call a condition. If the condition is true, then do this thing. For example, let's go ahead, because we have some issues with the parse int stuff. I'll just go ahead and create another variable. I'll call it number, 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 let number equals 50. And we know number is in fact a number. Let number equals 50, and below it, we'll type in if, and then left curly brace, or no, left parenthesis, number is greater than 30. That's a greater than sign right there. If number is greater than 30. Now that is the condition. Basically, the if statement asks if the number is greater than 30, then we would do something. And to show what we would do is we would type in left curly brace. The curly brace is the key located right to the right of your P key. Left curly brace. Inside the curly braces, we'll type in enter. Very good. There would actually be a fun way to like blow up in JavaScript, but that's a little more advanced. And now if number is greater than 30, all I want to do is console.log. The string, I'll say number is greater than 30, or whatever string I want. Now, if I run it, ignore my boxes, I get number is greater than 30. I'll give everyone a chance to catch up here. This is the important code. And when you're done, put done in chat. And are there any questions, any errors occurring? Anyone having any problems? All right. Now there is more than we can do than just number is greater than 30. I can also say if number is less than 30. The less than sign is right next to the greater than sign. If number is less than 30, we probably already use the less than and greater than signs a lot in HTML, so probably very familiar with them by now. But if number is less than 30, then console.log. Now, could anyone tell me what I will get if I click the run button? What will I be counseling?
That
Let's see, actually. If I run it, I get nothing. I do get this NaN, but that's from earlier. Don't worry about that. But I do not get number is greater than 30. That is because my if statement is going, okay, number is 50. We know that. Is 50 less than 30? And 50 is not less than 30. It is greater than 30. And so instead of console.logging, we would just skip over this whole line of code. Any code within the curly braces, in between the curly braces, we would just skip over and go to our next code. Now, let's say I wanted to see if number is equal to 30.
it will be 30.
Yes. Does anyone know what sign I will use to show if number is equal to 30?
Equal.
That is actually half correct, because we actually have to do more than just one equal sign. If you look back up here, a number equals 30 is the same thing we used to set the variable. And JavaScript will do weird behavior here and like set the number equal to 30. Instead, we want to see is number already 30. So we need to say equal equals using two equal signs. If number equal 30. And I will let everyone try that out. Write down if number equal 30, and then run it and tell me what you get.
Nothing.
Yes, because number is not equal to 30. We can go ahead though and change number equal to 30 just to see what we'll get. I'll go ahead and change the string to say number is equal to 30. Equal spelled EQUAL. And now if I run it, I get
30.
number is equal to 30. The string number, or the text, the sentence, number is equal to 30. All right. Any questions on if statements? Also, if you are just completely confused, go ahead and raise your hand right now. Anyone completely confused on what the if statement means? What it is? All right. Good job. All right. I'll go ahead and spend the rest of the time doing some pop quizzes here. Some little quizzes. Oh, and actually one more thing. If you did get the parse int stuff working, you can go ahead and change let number equal to something like x. Let number equals x. This would not work if you weren't able to get the turning x into a number part working. But if you did, you can now run it, and then when you put in x, it will see, okay, is number equal to the number you put in. And you can like change this equal sign to like a greater than sign or a less than sign to see different behavior. All right, now, quick pop quiz. What does parse int do? Anyone know what parse int do? Post in chat or unmute. Or at least what the line here does, what the purpose of the line is.
It makes it so it turns into a number.
Yes, correct. It makes it so that x is now a number. Because remember before, if you did get it working, what we're getting from the window.prompt is the sentence x. And the sentence x does not mesh well with like addition and stuff. So we are turning it into the number using a thing in JavaScript called parse int, which is the JavaScript way of, okay, here's a string, turn it into a number. All right. I'm going to write some code that is incorrect and will not work. All right. X is equal to window.prompt hello. I have two errors in this line of code. If you know them, put it in chat or speak up.
You have to uncapital P.
Correct. Go ahead and do that.
You have to put in like the comma things on top of hello.
And yes, the quotation marks. It is this little symbol here. Quotation mark. It's a people saying stuff symbol. All right, let me do a couple more lines here. All right, I'm going to declare a new variable called j and set it equal to 9. And then I'll write an if statement where j is greater than 9. What is wrong with this code? I have multiple errors here.
I think you have to put those brackets around 9.
Yep, the parentheses is what they're called. I will make a post on the Facebook going over some vocabulary, but the roundish ones are called parentheses, and the weird looking ones here are called curly braces. And there's actually one more error here. Anyone have any guesses?
J is never greater than 9.
That is true. That is not technically an error. Like JavaScript won't tell me I've done something wrong, but it is true that whatever I want to put in the if statement, like maybe console.log something, will never run. There is also one more error though. One more very important error. All right. That is that I never declared a new variable called j. If I were to run this, I get I don't seem to be getting an error right now. But this is a kind of error that JavaScript, like the new version of JavaScript, is a little more lenient against. Sometimes doing this JavaScript will just know and create a new variable. But it was always good as the programmer to not get that confused and always put let j. When you're declaring a new variable for JavaScript to keep track of, always put let j equals and then the number. Yes. If you notice in the rest of your code you didn't do let j, that it may be a problem.
ก็ไม่ได้ทำอะไรเลยอะก็ต้องทำอะไรอ่ะ อยู่ด้านในก่อน ด้านนอกสอนอยู่ด้านในก่อน
All right. Let's go ahead and do one more thing real quick, and I'll have everyone put in chat their favorite number. What number do you really like? Immediately, great choices. All right. And let's go ahead and as our final thing, we will console.log all right, I'm going to go ahead and add up every single one of our numbers. We got 69, 11, 17, and just putting a plus sign after each one of these. 77, 25, 66, and that is the last one for now. All right. And now let's go ahead. Anyone have any guesses as to what the number will be, or can do math fast enough?
I think it would be. Oh wait, is it gonna? I don't think it will like actually add it up. Maybe.
I know I've probably tricked you guys a lot with that one, but this one is correct code actually, or it should be correct if I haven't done anything wrong. All right, I will run it. 265. All right. That is the number for today. And in fact, I can do, as we said earlier, more than just add them. I can subtract all of them. And I'll get negative 127. Or what will be really fun is I will multiply every single one of these. And now, anyone have any guesses? Will this be, what number will this be higher than? Say a number that you believe the answer to this will be higher than.
Probably 200,000.
All right, it'll be higher than 200,000.
Oh wait, I could just say 200.
Yeah, but whoever's closer is more correct. No one gets a prize, unfortunately, but you do get bragging rights. All right, I will run it. And we get, oh wow, that is 1,639,226,150. And with
That's
that,
not the closest.
yes. And with that, we will go ahead and end class. If you have any errors or questions, go ahead and post any broken code in the Facebook page or the Discord, and I will help you through it. Also, if you were able to get it correct or wrong, you can go ahead and also post your link to the replit itself. And that way other people can go and try it out. Oh yes, I will get the Discord link here.
Teacher.
Actually, I'll post the Discord link in the server. I'm having a little trouble getting to it right now. And yep, any questions?
And for line number 1, if we lost the let, we type only x equal window.prompt blah 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 blah. It will be run correctly.
Let's see. Actually, I'll go ahead and try that out. I will run it, and yeah, there doesn't seem to be any error. That's mostly because JavaScript is a little lenient. Like, it will see that and think, oh, you must mean to create a variable, so I'll, write it in for you. I'd say as a programmer, you should still, when creating variables, write down let. Still a good practice.
Thank you.
Welcome. And if anyone has any more questions, go ahead and ask them. Otherwise, you can go ahead and leave if you would like. Class is officially over.
Did finish the class?
Yes.
Which server?
I unfortunately am on a different computer, so I can't log into it right now, but I will post the Discord invite link on Facebook.
Okay.
All right, anyone else have any questions before we end class? All right. Hope everyone had a good time. Thank you for coming, and see you next week.
Bye.
Thank you. See
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.